This is an apple. It's nutritious, it's flavorful, it's got everything I expect from an apple. These are Apple products, but these are beginning to rotten. Let me explain. Hey, Zach Pack, let's get into it right now. So what do I mean when I talk about Apple products becoming rotten like an apple, like when it goes bad? Let me explain. You have to really understand where I come from my perspective on Apple products. Now, as a tech reviewer, as an influencer, as somebody that, reviews this stuff and talks to you guys about it, I've never fully integrated myself into the Apple ecosystem until the last year. In the past, I would pick up an iPhone 8, an iPhone 10, I would review it and then usually return it. I wouldn't usually integrate it fully into my complete lifestyle. I would give myself enough time with the product so I could give you a fair review. But last April, a year ago, I really kind of started taking the deep dive into the Apple ecosystem. Last April, I purchased my first MacBook Pro. The reason I did this is my prior PC that I had before basically kind of crapped out, stopped working, and I wanted a MacBook for two reasons really. Number one was build quality and confidence. I knew that if I picked this up, I would have confidence in the build quality, the iOS on there, everything that came with it. I knew I'd have the proper support, and I was very excited about it. The second reason was for Final Cut Pro, which, as you probably know, Final Cut Pro video editing tool is only available through Mac, through Apple. So those were my two primary reasons why I picked up a MacBook. Then we fast forward to October. In October of last year, Apple announced the iPhone XS, XS Max, and the iPhone XR. I picked up an iPhone XR for myself, as you guys probably know. Been very happy with it. I do have a completely separate number in here, so I don't swap between SIMs. This one has its own dedicated number. And as you know, with the Apple ecosystem, this syncs up and works with the MacBook, AirDrop, all that great stuff. I've talked about it many times before. Check out some of the videos up here. I'll leave links for you guys down below as well. Been very happy. So that was the next step in getting in with the Apple ecosystem. Then before the end of 2018, Apple announced and released the iPad Pro, and I just had to have this. Primarily use it for reading, watching movies, YouTube, and actually designing my thumbnails for YouTube as well. I'm very happy with this, and overall, like I was saying before, the integration with this, along with the iPhone and the MacBook Pro, it's been great. I'm fully synced in and within that Apple ecosystem. Now, throughout 2018 and going into this year, we've heard about many of the issues that people have had with the MacBooks. For example, the screens having issues with the ribbon there, with the cabling, with the light. We've heard about a lot of issues with the keyboards. Apple's actually come out and said, they know of the issue and you can bring your MacBook in, they'll fix it. I personally have not had any of these issues, but it was always in the back of my head. It was always making me thinking, is this the quality product? Is this the quality company that I've been led to believe? Now, I don't know about you, but for myself, when I'm making an investment in technology, especially something as pricey as an Apple product, I need to be able to last and give me maximum value. Apple's been criticized year after year all the time of being too expensive and connected with what consumers can kind of afford and what. So let's fast forward to March of this year, March of 2019. Apple comes out with some minor upgrades, spec upgrades. We have the new AirPods that get released that have wireless charging. And then they come out and they announce a bunch of services, which is interesting because only one of them actually exists right now. We don't have any pricing on Apple Arcade. We don't know what the TV Plus service is going to cost. So there's a lot of questions, a lot of things Apple's saying, later on this year. Later on in 2019, we'll let you guys know. Along with that, last week, Apple canceled AirPower. Now, I know from the outside looking in, this may look like just, like another accessory that was canceled. But you have to really understand what AirPower could have been or what it meant to Apple going forward for a fully wireless or wire-free future. So then you have to go back a couple years to when the iPhone 10 and 10 Max were announced there with the glass backs for wireless charging. This was the start of Apple looking at a future of less wires, not using anything to plug in. You would just put your phone down and it would charge. That was the start of that. Then last year they came out with the S Max, the 10R, again, glass backs, wireless charging. And then they also announced back in 2017, AirPower. Now, I know that it looks like just a mat, and you put your phone on and it charges, but the idea was that you could put your phone anywhere on this mat and it would charge, it would regulate, fancy graphics, things like that would pop up and tell you what was going on. It looked really cool. Now there are other wireless charging mats and options out there. I have several myself, but of course, you know, it depends on where you put the phone on the charger. You always have to be in a particular spot to make sure you line up with the coils. They are a little bit finicky. They're not as easy as, you know, plumping the phone down and away you go. So that leads me to today. Do I want to continue to invest in a company and continue to buy their products and get involved with their ecosystem when they seem to just kind of give up, when things get announced and they don't follow through? Now, I know there's probably other examples of other tech companies out there that have done similar things, but we're talking about Apple, the #1 tech company in the world. They're supposed to have the best of the best when it comes to engineers and people that do this stuff. And they couldn't do AirPower. I think it was really foolish of them to announce AirPower when they did. You know, they wanted to put up to 32 coils inside this thing. That just lets off too much heat. And, you know, I understand where they're coming from when they say it didn't meet their standards. I mean, who knows if we'll see something in the future. But for myself as a consumer and also as a tech reviewer, I have to kind of wonder, do I want to continue down this road and continue to invest and use this company's products and everything when they can, you know, basically snap their fingers and, you know, cancel things or not follow through? You know, we've seen quality control problems with bent iPads, and like I was talking about with keyboard issues with the MacBook Pros and things like that. Now, for myself personally, I haven't had those issues, but it really kind of makes me nervous. So I'm really, for myself right now, I'm really on the fence if I want to continue down this. So you could say that my confidence is shaken a little bit in my little time of being in the Apple ecosystem. There are other people out there that have been using Apple a lot longer than me, that have a lot more experience, that, you know, maybe this is normal for them. For myself, in the last year, seeing how kind of things go up and down, kind of like a roller coaster with Apple, my confidence is a little bit shaken. And I'm not sure if I want to continue to use the products and services when I kind of see that things aren't being followed through on. It really kind of, you know, it makes me nervous. So let me ask the question to you. Is your confidence in Apple shaken? How long have you been using Apple products? Is it really something to be worried about? Let me know down in the comments section there. We'll have a great conversation and we'll keep things going here. If you guys have enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. Think about hitting that subscribe button as well. Give me a hashtag ZachPack down in the comments section there. You're a part of my Zach Pack, and I'm glad you're here. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Cheers.